Today's Down on the Farm report is number 19, Sam Aldegheri.
Dang it.
I did this pre-show. Aldegheri. Aldegheri, right, Tyler? Aldegheri.
Yes, but you're
Aldegheri. I was even doing like the Italian.
and you still
I know I
dropped
had
the
it.
ball.
Aldegheri. Samuel Aldegheri.
Aldegheri.
Yes, he is from Italy. He was brought in by the Phillies in the international signing period prior to 2018-19. The Phillies paid $210,000 to sign Aldegheri in June that year. He was 18 at the time. He didn't pitch after signing, though he did come to Florida for instructional league. He's a 6'1", 180-pound pitcher and a strike thrower with a fastball that has been clocked kind of middle of the pack at 91. He's now 22 years old. Last year, he split time between Clearwater and the Jersey Shore. 20 appearances, as the graphic shows you there. 19 starts. He went 83 and 2/3 innings with a 4.2 ERA, a very respectable 10.65 Ks per 9, and his walk rate dropped from 13% in 2021 and 22 to a 9.6, does that say, Tyler? In 2023.
Correct. Yep.
So an encouraging sign there. Really good strikeout rate. From all the scouts' reports, he might have the best control of any prospect in the Phillies system. He has command and control, and his stuff isn't overpowering. You know, he kind of gets in that 92, 93 range with his fastball. But his bread and butter is the command and the control.
Yeah, and I like the different reports that I read on him. There were a few different articles. Plus, he was interviewed and he was talking about just his opportunities and experiences. Now, the great things about Sam Aldegheri is the fact that he has started at a young age playing baseball, following in the footsteps of his older brother, Mattia. And he really rose through the ranks of Italian baseball quickly. And in Italy, baseball is not as prominent. It's typically football, which is soccer, over in Italy. So he was talking a lot about how he's trying to help change the narrative around baseball in Italy as being the leading sport. And, you know, a lot of people don't really know baseball in Italy, and he's trying to really bring baseball to Italy. He's from northern Italy, for anybody curious. But he, from a young age, really started to get a lot of attention from other managers and scouts and made a great impression on Philly scout Claudia Scarrato after pitching for the Azzurri during his team, the Azzurri, during the Prague Baseball Week. And from there, he's really kind of grown. I know a lot of reports on him. His grades: fastball at a 50, curveball at a 45, slider at a 50, changeup 50, control 45, overall 40. And there's been some good information that's come out on him. His story kind of reminds me of a movie, to be honest. When I was listening to his interview and his deep Italian accent and talking about growing up playing baseball in Italy, and how at one point when he was, given the opportunity to come play with the Phillies, his dad was like, you don't have to play. You can stop. You can give up. And he's like, why would I give up now? This is everything I wanted. So it was kind of great to see his story. But then in terms of his actual pitch performance and what he can do, he fits the prototype of the pitchability of a left-hander, as reports say. He has the potential to have 4 usable pitches. None of them really jump off the page. He'll throw his fastball in the 90 to 95 mile per hour range with solid spin rates that result in some solid carry. He has distinct breaking pitches with the slider perhaps ahead of the curve, and mixes in a decent changeup. So that part's been encouraging. He's not strong in one specific area, but it seems like just kind of consistent across the board. But his walk rates have been high in the early stages of his career, and there is confidence, though, that he can become a more consistent strike thrower with reps, the right instruction, and, the right opportunity. So a lot of potential and could develop. But I overall was just kind of like, this reminds me of a little bit of not a Hallmark movie, but like could be a classic little Netflix
Hallmark,
movie.
huh?
Yeah, it was giving, I was watching him in his interview and I was like, this just seems very movie-esque to me. So I wish him the best, because as a young talent coming out of Verona, hey, maybe he can change the landscape of baseball in Italy.
Yeah, I mean, not a ton of Italians have come over to Major League Baseball with much success. So we'll see if that does happen. Everything I read about the kid, it's just kind of like, I don't know, like the stuff isn't great, but he gets results. He has decent command, but like his breaking pitches are decent. His speed is just okay, maybe on the lower end of decent.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I would say after reading all this, I'm a little pessimistic about his
I know.
chances.
To be
But we'll see.
honest, as you talk about, there's only been 7 players born in Italy that made it to the big leagues. And then
Do you have the list of those 7?
no, but the most recent, ALLCITY, who played in 2013, but there have only been 4 pitchers in the big leagues, and the last one in 1950. So definitely in some as a player coming out of Italy, uncharted territory in a sense of you don't see a lot of baseball players coming out of Italy. I don't have the list of 7, but maybe one day I'll actually
John
look it up.
Sequela says Shia LaBeouf is Sam Aldegheri in the Italian flamethrower.
See,
I
it
wish he
sounds
was
like a movie.
yeah.
I'm getting movie vibes.
Hello, Patrick Lynn. Welcome in. Everybody in the chat. Mickey
Patrick Lynn,
Durkin
what's
says there's
up?
very good wine in the Verona region.
There is.
So
Great wine.
I mean, I would imagine if I was a minor league that was potentially, house sharing with Sam, he would be a good one to team up with because you're probably going to get some good wines, some good home recipes, when they're cooking.